This is episode 97 of the Gold Squadron podcast. I'm your host, Dion Morales, and today I'm joined by William. Everything you've heard about my Lando list is true, Hagewood.
I won it in a Sabak game versus Han.
And Marcel, Rebels or Bust, Manzano.
I've been saying that since Wave 3.
Well, today we're going to be talking about FFG's exclusive paint schemes, the Toronto System Open Primer, and about our Skippy the Astromech contest. But before we jump into all that, I'm going to say it again all the way up until we get to March 1st. Patrons, please update. There's still over 100 of you who have not updated your Patreon, and it hurts my soul because I don't have access to your address to send you all the awesome stuff. Please do it. It takes 2 seconds. Go to patreon.com/goldsquadron, click on the stuff. Click on whichever tier you want. I don't care which one it is. Just pick one so I can give you things. That's all I'm asking. I sent out emails today, and some people were like, oh, yeah, I meant to do that. I guess I'll get to it later. No, not later. Do it now before you forget. Anyway, and I did have a question for somebody. They asked me, well, Dion, can I get the stuff if I'm a brand new patron? Yes, you can have the stuff as well if you're brand new as well. So, yeah, you can have it. Before we go too far, I do need to give some shout-outs to our brand new patrons. Here we go. Thank you to Alan McNaughton, William McVicker, Mark Gabriel, Kenneld Peterson, Travis Smithwick, Andrew McGorman, Simeon Hernandez, Francisco Salazar, Cosalias, maybe, Larry, just Larry, by the way, no last name, James Castaneda, Brandon Gannicott, Sean Livingstone, Karsten Peffer, and Alyssa Parker. Thank you so much for your patronage. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to getting you all the swag and putting on lots of streams, events, all the things for you. Thank you so much.
Kosial and Pfeiffer.
What?
Kosial and Pfeiffer. And looks like we extended patrons over to Scotland.
Yeah, we did. Maybe.
Much love.
Much love. All the love. All right, first topic of today. We're talking about these exclusive paints that we're going to be getting at Adepticon. If you didn't hear, FFG announced that at Adepticon, they're going to be releasing a Vulture Droid model that is an alternate paint scheme. And the only way to get it, to buy it at retail value at least, is going to be at Adepticon, which is going to be here in Chicago. That's happening March 27th through 31st. It's actually in Schaumburg, but they call it Chicago because that's the major city next to it. Anyway, so there was mixed reaction in the community from it, and I want to take a moment and just talk about this stuff. So I'll give you my thoughts first, and gentlemen, feel free to jump in. So my initial thing I want to put out there is I think it's absolutely fine. Because these models don't have any effect on the game. It's just on the way it looks. It's no different than having a model that you have had somebody paint for you, and it looks different on the table. No difference. When it comes to gameplay, it doesn't affect it. This isn't. I saw a comment out there where somebody said, "Oh, one step closer to Attack Wing," referring to there are actually at least in the first edition of Attack Wing, where when you won a major championship, you got an exclusive upgrade that nobody could have, so it actually affected the game. Guys, it's just a paint on a model. Come down, relax. It's gonna be okay. And the other thing I really like about it is, one thing that I remember somebody saying one time about X-Wing, it's it's cool that everything is available to everybody, but it doesn't have the quote-unquote value of something like a collectible card game. This is a small way where FFG can create some type of collectability in the game without affecting what other people can play. So I really like that. Gentlemen?
I'll go. I like it too, actually. And whoever said that it doesn't have the collectible thing like a card game, it doesn't in the sense that you can basically buy your list. I don't know if they meant that type of collectible where you get randoms and then you build it that way. But
yeah.
as far as like official swag, ever since I've played, and I played since Force Awakens started, they've always had some type of official swag, and the demand is out there for it. Thank you,
Neo Saturn.
and yeah, the demand is out there for it. I mean, like the last two worlds I was at, I think swag wise, it sold for well over $1,000, whatever I won over there. So that by itself would say there's a demand for it. So having said that, everyone listening, I will be at Adepticon. So if you want to pre-order your special painted ship, I will wait in line for you at a mere 600% markup. I'll bring extra shopping bags. No, but seriously, seriously, outside seriously. I'm definitely gonna get in line and get these, and I love what they're doing. I like that they're not doing like the whole you're gonna get something that nobody else can have in terms of pay to win. Let's say that whole model pay to win thing. If you're looking at it from like the the free to play games that are on your phone or the free to play games that are on the computer, you got the pay to win, or you got the pay to basically look cool. And this is a pay to look cool. And also, what I like more than anything else with this is it gives the larger events. I'm not talking about like the regionals or the hyperspace trials, whatever they're calling them now. I'm talking about the opens, the nationals, those big cons, expos. They're giving them a little bit more tools to be able to sell, not to sell these ships, but tools to be able to sell tickets to show up and have these 400, 500 player events. Because now, if now that you know that Adepticon is doing a one-time only paint scheme, that everyone that has Gen Con or Nova Open or one of those other main events, the one in San Francisco, one of those main events coming up, they're like, it kind of increases your desire to want to go, not only to play and play at the Nationals or something like that, but also to go and collect and buy and get in line to get whatever their unique paint scheme is or their unique ship is for that. I would actually love for them to eventually come out with not only a unique paint scheme, but a unique mod. For example, the B-Wings that have the folding wings and things like that. So it's still a B-Wing, or actually, let's take something else, but it's still let's say a VCX. It's still a VCX. It's a paint in the butt, behind, rear, whatever, the back, to get a turret on those things. So what if they came out with a magnetized, one-time only VCX that has a rotating turret at the top? So just those kind of different mods and things. So I think it's great. One, because it's in Chicago and we're going to be there. Two, because it opens up the possibility for all these other main expos and events to have, unique ships that'll help sell more tickets to the event, to the tournament, and it'll help get attendance up and just more support for organized play.
Will?
Yeah, I think that's the main reason. Your last point there about getting something extra special for these events, or excuse me, for these larger events like conventions. You have to buy the badge, and you have to buy the price to get into the tournament, which is normally a little bit more. And so this is not only a way to like commemorate you going to this large event, it also should generate a lot of buzz at this convention as well. Get a lot of people talking and looking at the different X-Wing things. So it seems like it should be an effective marketing tool, and that in addition to being a pretty cool collector's item, because that's kind of all I see it as, is like like you put it next to your Adepticon badge when you're hanging on the wall or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, so here's the next question. What does this mean for the probable release date of Wave 3. Is it before or after? And if so, by how much? Will, I'll let you go ahead and speculate first. What do you think, man? What do you think and what do you want?
I want a Thursday worldwide release, which would be the exact day. Or let me roll that back. Normal releases are Thursday or Tuesday?
Thursdays.
Wednesday
Yeah.
midnight to Thursday.
Okay. So yeah, well, if they're giving a special presentation, if they're starting to sell these on a Thursday, my best hope would be it launches that 28th or 29th then.
All right. Maybe have it like available for people to play with. Not necessarily play in the event, but you can have it there. Like, hey, let's hang out. Let's play a casual game with all this new stuff. Again, working on that generation of buzz.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. What do you think, Marcel?
Thursday. What was the question?
So when do you
Release
think?
what?
When do you think Wave 3 will come out? With having this information that we know that they're going to have this alternate paint scheme available.
I think it's going to come out Thursday off. So what is that? March. What does that become? That becomes March 21st, I think. Yeah, so I think it'll be that Thursday, March 21st. Goes out there. Either that or it'll be March 4th. I mean April.
The week after.
March 28th. Yeah, the week after. So it'll be either the week of or the week after. It has to be. I think it would make more sense to do it the week after, just for the people at Adepticon to be able to stock up on everything ahead of time, just like the way they did it at Gen Con a couple years ago. And then full release after that, unless you're on Amazon Prime, in which case you probably expect it in about another week or so, I think.
So, yeah, we'll see. Like, I'm curious to see how much stock they have of them, because we're going to be there on the ground floor, and we're going to get our hands on these if we can. And I know for myself, if they don't have a one, I want to have at least one for myself. But if there isn't a limit, or if you're allowed to go online multiple times, I want to try to accrue as many as I can so I can give them away as stream prizes, because I know not everybody can go to Adepticon, and I want to hook some of our patrons up. And we'll do it. We'll do it that way. We'll give away during the Adepticon stream. Any of the extra vultures will be given away. So I'm excited about that. And I'm thinking that with the number they should have on hand probably should be reflective of how many people are registered for the tournament. And I'm pretty sure the tournament is either sold out or pretty close to sold out.
Yeah, I think there's like 1 or 2 spots open. If you're a procrastinator, jump on it.
Yeah. So I'm that's my plan. And again, at least one for myself. The rest we'll give away on stream, and hopefully they're doing it on Thursday. Like the Thursday they're going to be giving these away, not on. Thank you, Fax, for the cheers. So that obviously we're not casting while it's happening. Anyway.
I just got one more thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
On the topic, I actually don't like the paint job. I'm gonna get it because it's limited edition, but I actually don't like it.
No, I think it's cool. It's metallic, like metallic bronze.
It's like rust, yeah. I mean, I know it kind of suits, but for a limited edition, more than just like a flat color scheme, I'd want like if they can come out with, for example, when they came out with the T70s, if the Poe would have been the limited edition, now that would have been something. So hopefully later on they'll take actual ships that are named pilot ship that would be the thing, like a Cath Scarlet, or is it Scarlet? Cath?
Yeah.
Whatever Yeah.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. And I do agree, Marcel. I do think this is something that FFG should continue doing. I really like it. And we'll move on here. Now, speaking of our live streams, every Wednesday night we have our league night stream. We go from about 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central. Make sure you tune in. And then on Mondays and Thursdays, we have the Gold Squadron Paintcast. If you haven't tuned into that and you're interested in learning how to paint, Luke is doing a wonderful job teaching people how to do this, being available for questions, chatting about X-Wing stuff. I'm actually tuning in just so I can hang out and just enjoy the chat when I can. It's super fun. And getting to see this awesome prize support that he's creating for the Gold Squadron streams is awesome. If you haven't seen, we're going to be at Crate Cup, and this is one of the events where the first event we're actually going to give away one of these ships. So Crate Cup's happening March 2nd and 3rd. We're going to be streaming there. That should be fun. And here are the 2 ships that he has completed, and you'll see given away. We'll be giving away one or the other. We'll find out. Here's that super sweet U-Wing, and he just finished the Gold Squadron YV666 with Skippy on the side. Super excited about that. Marcel, don't... what?
We can't give that away. That's got to stay. That's our mascot.
That's our. We have to keep that one. I think people would want it more.
I think I'm willing. I'll give the fuzzy dice is too cool. Something. I want it.
So you have to get in contact with whoever wins it and bear it and try to get it out of their hands. That's all I'm saying.
Barter. Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna barter with them. So whoever wins it, you know how to reach me. And if you don't know how to reach me, you know how to reach that beautiful man with the glasses there.
That's right. And somebody asked, are we going to be streaming the Invitational? We will. See, Will and I are going to the Invitational. We'll be playing during the Invitational, and one of 2 things will either happen. Either we'll have an open mic, or, which is the more likely, there's a couple people who have volunteered to commentate while I'm there and promise to keep it Gold Squadron standards. So there won't be any giveaways during the Invitational part. It'll just be during the team tournament where I'll be commentating. But just to give you guys an idea of what's happening there. All right, let's talk about it. Our main topic today. The Toronto System Open is happening this weekend. Marcel and I are going. I'm not streaming. I'm playing. This is the first premier event since the point change. And what I want to take a second to do is I want to take a step back in the time machine. Oh, so long ago. Not really that long ago. And for instance, take a look at the last premier event we had, the Arizona System Open. And take a look at some of the top lists in each faction that were there. How have they changed? How might they evolve? And then talk about some possibilities of some new things that might be coming up. So I'll go ahead and start with the winning list. We have Philip Booth, who flew for that event a Soontir Whisper Redline list. And if you're not familiar with this, we're actually going to put the notes for today in the description. The whole thing, we'll just paste it in there. It's a little bit easier to do than read everything out loud here if you really want to see like list breakdown. That used to sit at 193. The funny thing is that this list is still completely legal. It just sits at 197, with the exception of the Vader crew not being able to be equipped to Whisper anymore. Still a viable list? Question mark.
Wait,
yes.
That's both of them with advanced sensors.
Yeah.
Oh wow! So basically, it would be 198 because you assume somebody would swap out advanced sensors for the first lady, whatever her name is. The
fifth brother.
Yeah, that one.
I mean, I'm not making that assumption. This is just straight, apples to apples, 1 for 1. That's that. So
we're saying, is it still viable?
Yeah.
No. I'm going to say it's still going to win a few games for the extremely talented. That Vader is what was doing the majority of the work on this list, because without Vader, without Vader, you can handle Redline. I mean, Redline can be with any list, and it's still going to be Redline is still going to be good, but at her cost, you just So I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say nobody's gonna fly this. At least nobody that's gonna make day 2. Nobody with 5 wins will fly that.
All right, then the runner-up, Ryan Farmer, took the Sigma Squadron Ace with Juke ×4 that used to sit at 200 points. It now sits at 204 points, so obviously illegal. You can make it legal very simple by ripping out one of those Jukes, and it sits now at 199. Will, viable, yes or no?
I mean, it still has like 95% of the old squad. Like you said, it's missing one Juke. You could put like Trick Shot. Because what you have, no, you only have one extra point.
You can put
so
Crack Shot.
You have one, yeah.
Crack Shot. Or you could just take a bid. But it functionally does the same. The Sigmas are very hard. You just try to get the one without Juke killed first. So I think it's going to function identically. The only difference is now people are aware of it, which could be probably the only thing that's going to make it like less, like have a lower win percentage. I would be interested as well to see if anybody attempts the 3 Juke now. The 3 Jukes and Crack.
Then continuing down the list, we have representing Scum, a list with Boba Fett, Paylob, and 2 Gunrunners. Used to sit at 197 points. Has now, you take it card for card, it's 230 points. Obviously no longer legal. So, I was trying to think like how could you pare this down and make it so that it kind of works still, at least keeping the same parts. I'm not saying that it's good, guys, but I'm saying that this is what the list would become. You would end up taking out you would take out Marauder, you would take out Han, and you would take the title off of Paylob and sit at 194 points. You got 6 points to play with. Marcel, viable or not viable?
That's a question for you, Eddie. I'm not touching this one.
Yeah. For myself, I mean, I think every piece here can still do the. So when I was working on the changing of it, my problem was, do I take out one of the quad jumpers and put something else in there and like load up and have space for the title, or was the whole point to have the 2 quad jumpers plus a support and Boba Fett who lives a long time? I figured that's the idea. Let's go ahead, keep all 4 ships. But I'll be honest, not having that Han trigger there and also not having the title on the Hawk, both hurt a lot. You only have that forward arc, that turning arc on Paylob, so you're not sealing tokens from 50% of your arcs. As is this way, no, I don't think it's viable. So that's where I'm at. We'll move on. Alrighty, so then at the Rebel level, we had a list here. The top performing Rebel list was Jan Ors with Moldy Crow, Heftober with Cassian and Tactical Officer, and then Lieutenant Blount with nothing, and Wedge with Proton Torpedoes, R4 Astromech, and Servo Motor S-Foils. Now cost 211 points. Again, those Moldy Crows really went up in points quite a bit, and the Proton Torpedoes as well. New version of that I kind of cooked up, just again trying to keep all the pilots the same and just removing things, ends up at 197 by taking out the Proton Torpedoes on Wedge, and then I did change Hef to a blue Squadron U-Wing, got it down to 197. Marcel, viable, not viable?
So you just did no protons on Wedge.
And changed Hef to the blue.
I'm going to say you can still win with this. You can still get 4 wins. 5 will be tough, but you can still get 4 wins out of it because a lot of that proton, you're gonna make up for that proton not being there with basically just Jan Ors, boosting Wedge's attack value by 1, and you still have most of what you want to do. And Heftober, yeah, it's nice to get that extra action and coordinate, but I would actually say it's still viable, but I would keep Heftover and drop Tactical Officer just to be able to coordinate a focus to Wedge if he's going to take that 4 dice shot with a bump. But yeah, outside of switching half to the, switching half and taking Tactical off and keeping half, you can still do something with that.
Alrighty, and then the last one here, I'll jump here to the first order. There were no first order lists that made the cut, but I think the most obvious one that kind of comes to everybody's mind is the Trip Upsilons. That's what kind of started rising to the top right before we hit those new points. So probably expecting something there, but we don't have the data to show for it yet.
And it's a garbage list.
Then the resistance here, the highest performing resistance list was Lulo Po Neon Numb list. I believe this was flown by Carson Ray. Was 195 points. Only went up to 201 because of a couple of things in here. So Lulo had Lone Wolf Trick Shot. Po had Trick Shot R4 and a heavy laser cannon. And 9 Nub with Elusive R3 Pattern Analyzer Black 1 and Proton Torpedoes. And again, trying to parse it down to its base parts and try to get it under that 200 point. I removed the Trick Shot from Poe. And what was the other one? I did something else. Looking. Junk. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. I did 2 things. Was it just a Trick Shot? That was 201. Yeah, it's just a Trick Shot off Poe. Got it to 199. Boom. Will. Viable? Not viable.
I think it's still super viable. I think Poe, Ninnub, and Lulu is here to stay. It could use a bigger bid, so you might see that Proton Torpedo go away in exchange for a bid again. But no, I think it's a great Aces style list that's hard to pin down and probably the best resistance list right now, as far as like Aces build.
Fantastic. So that's from what made the cut. Now, let's move into, we had the points change. What are some things what are some new pieces, some new pilots, maybe upgrades that we think we might end up seeing make the cut at this Toronto System Open when it comes to just base efficiency? Like, hey, the efficiency of this just went way up through the roof. What are some things we're going to see? Will, go ahead, start. What comes to mind?
No, I'm gonna defer to myself for just a moment.
Okay. Yeah, because I said Rebels or Bust. My title is Rebels or Bust, so I got to go with Rebels, and you got Rebels up on the list first. By the way, I keep leaning. If you guys keep seeing me leaning in, it's because I'm used to talking to this big monster that Dion got me a long time ago, and now I'm using my headset. So when I lean in, I'm actually trying to talk into this, and then I realize, no, I'm not. I don't have a mic anymore. I actually have a headset.
The people who are listening into their car don't care.
I'm just giving you a visual of what is happening here. Yeah. So for the Rebels, obviously, Leia being down to 2 points is the big thing that will be on every list. Basically, turning all your X-wings, all your E-wings, all your everything else into basically a defender every third round. Which is amazing. I mean, for 2 points, and it's rechargeable. I would pay 2 points to just do it one time in a game, and you can do it every third turn. Those of you who subscribe and regularly view Gold Squadron on YouTube will see, one of the many ways that I've been testing layout on Rebel ships, and it's just so good. I think another thing that you'll see on Rebels, but this probably goes across most of the factions, is turrets. I think turrets just upped their value by 2 point dorsal or 4 point ion is just really, really good to have that that on there. And are we only talking about what saw its faction go up? What are the new pieces that faction go up? And of course, the anything that's basically large base. So the YT 1300s, more than anything, the Lando, the Han, they upped their value significantly, especially Lando. I mean, just to being able to give that coordinate, essentially a free coordinate without, or you can coordinate yourself with blue, with any blue maneuvers. So yeah, I'm really liking Rebels. They have a lot of tools. They feel kind of scummish, you know. I'm liking them. I'm digging it. You know, Rebel scum. They're starting to suit their title.
All right, Will, feel free to take any of the factions. They don't have to be in the order. Just pick one that maybe is calls to you.
Well, actually, let me take Resistance, and there's been a lot popping up about Vinny, the Star Fortress. He's defensively very good. He can add he adds a focus result. Combine that with C-3PO and Rey. You can get some really good defense out of a Star Fortress. So I think don't count those Star Fortresses out just yet. I think there could be a couple lists in there that'll surprise you.
All right. So Vinny, I'll go ahead and take Scum. You know, my initial, when it comes to the old guard, a lot of those old style lists are gonna fall off. I really think, you know, your double quad jumper plus 2 other pieces is not a thing anymore. You might still have double quad jumper plus 1 and a bid. I could see somebody attempting that, but not in that same style. One of the new archetypes that's going to, not necessarily new, but an archetype that's going to come up here is a modified Drea Swarm. One of the big ones that I've seen coming around is you have Drea with the dorsal turret, which went down in price, with 3 Skirgs with a dorsal turret and veteran turret gunner. That thing is a lawnmower, man.
No, you were supposed to keep that on. I mean, I'm actually upset you published the video online.
What? Listen,
I was gonna say it won the gold league, right?
Yeah, it won league. How can I can't listen? I'm here for the people. I'm not selfish. I'm here to give information away. Okay. That's why they love me, because I don't keep secrets. Okay. Unless it's actually important. Okay. So
that's a 39 point meeting. Ugh.
Yeah, like
I mean,
that
39
is,
health. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a ton of health, lots of damage output. But here's the thing: it's not impossible to play against. You gotta be smart. You don't joust that list. Don't do it. You're gonna lose. Just don't do it. But that's the type of list that's going to have a really good chance against a lot of different lists, especially if they can come up in a situation where all 4 of their ships are pointing at 1 or 2 of yours. You're not going to kill any of those ships in an opening volley with only 2 ships. Watch out for that. Other things in Scum that we might see, maybe I'm wondering if generic things in Scum might get a look by some players, with a lot of the aces, their pieces kind of just going up in price. If maybe some people might be trying out some of the generics, not entirely sure what to take there. That's just some very wide speculation, but we'll have to see. Marcel, take your next pick.
All right, what have we got left? We've got which ones have we taken? We
have Imperial and First Order left.
We've got the all right. So bad and worse. Actually, I'll go Imperial because I'm really excited about putting this list on the table. But I think something that went up significantly with Imperials is the Decimator. A lot of people are sleeping on the Decimator. Of course, I think you got a little raise in stock in the Defenders as well, but mostly the Decimator. The list specifically that I'm looking at, and I'm not going to take credit for this because I think I saw it on Vassal. Somebody else flying it on Vassal is Chernu with Vader, Trick Shot, and the Tua, the one that gives you the red reinforce at the start of combat.
Yep.
And then 2 Reapers with the card that lets you basically, if somebody is the 3-point card, the slicer. I think it's if they're jammed, they stay jammed for the next turn.
Okay. Yep.
ISB slicers.
There you go.
Yeah. So the slice. So basically, the 2 Reapers are coming in, slicing people. Vader's coming in, Vadering people, and just reinforcing. Tough to kill. A lot of health on the 2 Reapers, and Vader just mowing stuff down. And a free action at the start of combat. And that free action is so helpful because once you get that free action is a double action basically because it reinforces you, but it also gives you your trigger for focus turns into a critical. So it's essentially like a push the limit effect at the start of combat. So yeah, I'm really digging the Decimator in the Imperials, and then outside of the Imperials, the Sloan didn't really get. The Sloan Swarm didn't really see any major hit. I would say anything with the TIE Swarm, but just TIE Swarm, just for some reason, just seems to fall a little short at the end of the day. Even if you can stack all the cards in its favor, and it's always just going to end up with 4 wins and 2 very close losses. I don't see a lot of hope for those, but yeah, I think that's the one. So I would probably say the Decimator got the biggest boost there if you pair it well.
And Will, the last one falls to you, the First Order.
Well, I unfortunately have to say out loud that we're going to see a lot of triple ups or triple oops, as people have been coining it.
Oopsie.
I don't think that it will be as successful. At the top tiers, the players have been able to kind of dissect that opening. If you're not familiar, Dormants throws a bunch of Starkiller bases halfway down the board, and they come in with like focus, evade, and reinforce, and there's very little you could do against them in the opening round.
Yep.
But if also they deploy a Pilot Skill 6.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is solve that puzzle of the opening round, and then outfly 3 Upsilons. Then it's not that unreasonable. What else do I want to say about the triple ups?
I mean, that's pretty much it, right? Like they're a one-trick pony, right? Like they just come in,
yeah.
They try to eat you in the first turn, and hope to take enough where they can, in the subsequent turns, get turned around and try to clean you up.
Hey Dion, I'm gonna say in your next quick tip video, do a quick tip.
Okay.
How to beat the Upsilons, because they really are a one-trick pony, and it's an easy pony to I can't think of the word, saddle. I don't know. But yeah, basically, if you're applying the rule of 11, if you start off in the center of the board facing outward, no matter how that other player puts himself, he is not going to be able to get 2 guns on one ship, and that one and whatever one is attacking your ships that will be attacking at range 3 regardless, and at that point they're going to have to start spreading out. So basically just start in the center of the board, touching the board, facing the outside rims, and you're not going to get shot at. You're not going. Both ships are not going to shoot you at the same time. Mm-hmm. And the one ship that takes a shot at you will be taking a shot at range 3. So just survive that, outfly them, beat them, laugh at them, and tell them, ha ha ha, you just spent a whole bunch of money on 3 Upsilons.
And the other thing is, if you set up, if you set up all the way in that, as close to your board edge as possible, and then just fly straight, just make sure you actually fly straight, and you don't go off the board. They can't touch you. So
yeah, flying off the board is bad.
Yeah, that's another strat there. Fast ships. Oh my god, Resistance A-wings eat Upsilons for dinner. Oh my god, I have flashbacks to that practice game we did, Marcel.
Yeah, that was so much fun. I mean, it was so much fun for me. Maybe not so much for you.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, for those who I don't think we didn't record it. So
no, we didn't record that one.
You killed 3 of them in one turn, and the other 2 soloed the rest of the 3 Upsilons. Yeah, that was fun.
Yep. So, tons of fun there. Alrighty. So yeah, then now the next thing about the Toronto System Open that we cannot leave this unsaid is the X factor, pun intended, of the Prototype Toronto League. And if you're not familiar with this, the Prototype Toronto League is a league of several stores in the Toronto area that agree to play by a different set of rules. And a lot of times, their rules contain some type of list building constraints for each season of the league. They do a full league and a championship all the way through with these different ship modified lists. Now, this has trained the local Toronto players, to be better at playing with lists and doing more with less, essentially. Understanding how some of these less known combos work. And I mean, these are just really solid players that usually aren't leaning on a combo or the best meta list. They're just good players. So I'm curious to see when the smoke clears from this weekend, how many of those Prototype Toronto League players are going to be at the top, and what twists did they bring? Like what wins? Like words right now. From what wins? If it's a Toronto Prototype League player, like from their list, what is actual top meta, and what is just that like little dash of spice that only somebody from Toronto could do? You know what I'm saying?
Do we have a top?
Kayla,
do we have
stop
a
it.
top meta? I don't think that was Kayla. I think that was my
Something
thing.
fell from the ceiling.
Yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Well, I don't know if you could say top meta because this is the first go around.
Well, I mean, something has to be at top at first. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So whatever comes out of that is top meta. This is we're at the pinnacle here. This is the big bang of the first point adjustment.
All right, I'm sorry. Let me edit what I said. Okay, you sound like an internet troll trying to correct me. Okay, what I mean is continue to stay the top meta going forward in this points adjustment.
Oh. You called me a troll.
Yeah, you're trolling me. Stop it. Stop trolling me. Will,
okay.
What other things are coming in through your mind? My Wookiee's been quiet.
I think they're gonna solve the puzzle of generics. Because I know their league, they can only fly one named one. If they're following the same rules as their last season, you only fly one named one, so you can only fly like Duchess once, but you can fly like the Blacks and the Sentinels a lot more times. So I think that, and that's what I just don't see people talking about, other than maybe generic A-Wings and those Loke Revenants you just mentioned. I just don't think anyone's talking about generics, so I think that might be the trick up their sleeve.
Well, we'll find out how all that goes. I'm super excited. Like, it's
Yeah, me
anytime.
too.
Like, the fact that I'm getting to play is huge. And being able to be there on the ground floor. Now, one thing that I will be doing is I will be taking one of my cameras with me to record something. I don't know, not necessarily games. I'm not going to record games, but talk to some players, interview some people. Should have some fun there.
This will be my first major event since Nationals last year.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, actually, and I did it. Yeah, that wasn't so bad. That was actually still 1.0.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I got like, what was it, like top 4, top 8? I forgot what it was, but top something.
Yeah.
And that was still Jump Master time, yeah. So this will be my first time. Yeah, it's been forever. Good Lord.
Yep. And to remind you or tell you, if you guys don't know, our good friends VTTV Live, so letter VTTV Live, look them up on Twitch, follow, give them a follow. They're going to be streaming all this weekend. They do a fantastic job. They do such a good job. And hit them up. Watch the stream. Tell them Gold Squadron sent you. We'll be also hosting the stream on the Gold Squadron page. You can watch from there as well if you want to talk to the Gold Squadron people community. You can do that too. Either way, they get the views, which is what matters. And make sure you tune in and enjoy all the fun because I'm excited to have a good time. All right. Now, let's get into our new weekly segment, List of the Week. All right, so we have a list submitted by Smallenberg, Marcel and Will. Take it away. This is, he says, he's looking for some input. He's run it a few times. He's looking for either, like, do I do a 4-point bid? Does it really make a difference? I'm wondering about adding a heavy laser cannon for 9 nub, or just to go to an even 200. Let me know. What do you think I should do? Help me out, Will and Marcel.
Go Will, because I just opened it right now.
I will say that this is extremely similar to that Vinny list I was talking about. That had Vinny, a M9G8 Bastin, or Lieutenant Bastan, however you pronounce his name, and then Lulu as well. But in regards to this list, we got a Cobalt with Trajectory, Proton Veteran, and Page, which has all the things I love on my BSFs. Page lets you, after you shoot, you could rotate or drop a bomb, which is perfect to match with Veteran Turret Gunner. I got Elusive Ninnum and Lulu with Proton Rockets, Heroic, and Marksmanship. The first thing that I'm going to suggest is dropping the Proton Rockets off of Lulu. You don't need them. That ship shoots 4 dice at range 1 anyways, without shooting bullseye. And because you really need Pattern Analyzer on Ninnum. Gets an action when you K-turn. So, or when you do a red maneuver, rather. So if you can clear your stress with Ninnum's ability, you get an action, recharge your elusive, and you get your regular perform action as well. Super, super good. That also triggers great with Black One, because you could do more Talon rolls and stuff. And that leaves you 6 points, which I'm going to try to sneak in a better Cobalt, trying to get Finch in there. Finch, ooh, it hits 2 points over.
No, it does.
So that's a tough call there. You either got to drop your Veteran Turret Gunner, or you got to drop Marksmanship and Heroic off of Lulu. What do you think? I know, Marcel, you like the Finch Page combination as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, what I did is from the MG100, I just did kept it exactly the way he has it. nothing wrong with it. Bump it up to Finch, because Finch is just so good. Finch Page, just so good. Same thing like you said, Will, with Neon Numb, you really need that pattern analyzer to be able to get that double action and be able to flip around, and then just in case you misjudged your range, you can barrel roll or boost into range to be able to clear that stress. And so I ended up dropping Elusive from him. I dropped, of course, the Proton Rocket. To your point, you don't really need it, and plus Proton Rockets are great when you can double mod. One mod, just keep your focus and roll 4 dice. So I put Lulo with Trick Shot and Heroic. Finch, exactly the way you had the Cobalt, but Finch. And for Neon Numb, Pattern Analyzer, the mod, the integrated S foils, and that leaves you at 198. Now it's your choice whether you want to do the black one.
Are you sure?
Or not?
Right.
Yeah,
right
I'm
now,
looking at it right here.
What you said is 200. You said leave it exactly how it is, just change it to Finch.
Exactly, that's what I was saying. So what I was saying is 198, and it's your choice whether you keep black one or not.
Oh, okay.
So you can either take 198 and use, Initiative 5 still wants some kind of bid, because it's nice. But if you want to keep black one and 200, well, who needs a bid? Just guess where they're going to be. That's all you need.
Alrighty.
But
so
yeah.
here's my question to you, gentlemen. As is. So if we just go back to the list, as is how it was before. Okay. Marcel, what was your rating system again? You said it's the middle was a jar. It was a Jar Jar.
Jar Jar.
And a Porkins. I forgot what was the good one.
Jar Jar, Porkins, and was it Wedge?
Anakin.
There you go. Is it an Anakin? Is it a Jar Jar? Or is it a Porkins?
I think the ships are good enough without the shenanigans to be a Jar Jar. Just because the ships, even without 0 upgrades, if you just got veteran turret gunner and a couple bombs on Cobalt and 0 upgrades on Lulo and Neon Numb, that's still a solid list. I mean, they're just good ships. They're cheap and they're solid ships. Now, the way that we switched it, I think that becomes an Anakin. I think that's a viable list that you can win with.
All right. And any final thoughts from Will?
I think you'll have success with the 3 ships, regardless of their build. I think the original build had all the fundamentals, but I think once you get in those key upgrades, the Finch mixing with Page, the Pattern Analyzer mixing with Ninub, and start leveraging Lulu's refined gyro stabilizers to get that 3 attack dice native, I can really start getting some good efficiency out of it and bring it up to that Anakin level.
Yeah. And I'll just do one more thing about A-Wings. A-Wings are not TIE fighters. So I'm going to put that out there to everyone listening right now. When you're building a Resistance A-Wings, please do not put anything that has a bullseye arc upgrade on them, because they will, even subconsciously, they're going to make you want to joust someone. And the A-Wings, you're going to get them. I've been playing 5 A-Wings, 4 A-Wings, 2 T-70s, 2 A-Wings. A-Wings a lot. And you're going to get the most out of the A-Wings when you start taking advantage of their rear arc and their unpredictability. So do yourself a favor and avoid anything that has a bullseye arc on it, because a trick shot or something out of the back is going to net you much better results than just using your bullseye, which forces you to basically joust someone.
All righty. Great input, gentlemen. Thank you so much. And our other weekly segment here, the unanswered question of the week. So I did see a couple people. How do we submit for this list segment and for the question of the week? I haven't decided a formal way to do it. This is just something that kind of has happened organically. If you post on our Discord, your Patreon, you've posted questions there. That's where I've been picking these out from. At least that's where I did this week. Quick shout out. Our question from last week, I remember I said I didn't remember the guy's name. He actually posted on our Facebook. He's like, it was me, Marcus Wilson. So thank you for your question. This week, our question comes from our Discord from patron Ramya. The question is, what is a character that you love in Star Wars lore that you wish was actually good in X-Wing? So, there's a couple ways to approach that. I would say that FFG's done a pretty good job of trying to make the major characters at least somehow viable. Now, if I'm digging into a little bit outside of your, the OG trilogy, I'm gonna stretch your question just a little bit, Ramya, and I want to see how some I guess you know what? Here, I'll go here. I don't think Kylo Ren is good in X-Wing Second Edition. So I'd like him to be a little bit better. I have a little bit of nostalgia from First Edition. Hate me if you want to. That's okay. I'm going to go take it a step farther and say I'm curious to see how someone like Mace Windu. Mace Windu is supposed to be like, he's an awesome warrior, and I know that it wasn't a great pilot. Like, that wasn't something that was part of his profile, but he's in the game. Like, but he's supposed to be just like such a bad guy, but bad isn't good. You know what I mean? Second part of his question here is, what kind of ability do you think fits their lore? Well, we already know what Mace Windu does in his Delta, so we don't have to worry about that. But the third part of his question here is, who isn't a pilot that you wish was one? Maybe we'll get it with the second Jedi Starfighter, but I'd love to see Yoda in his little Delta. I need me some Yoda in my life, and I think we'll leave it there. The unanswered question has been answered. Thank you very much, Ramya. I need me some Yoda in my life. There we go. Well, we need to announce the Skippy.
Wait a minute.
What?
You took that question all by yourself?
That's my segment, man.
Aw.
That's my segment. You
I feel
guys
hurt.
get the list and I get the
I'm
question.
sad.
That's how
All
it
right, that
goes.
works.
We got to keep time.
Oh, I'm so sad.
You know what? If next week somebody specifically asks you a question, I'll step back. How about that?
All right.
Everybody
listening, say at Marcel.
At Marcel.
Or at Will.
All right, that's right.
Or not at Dion.
Man. Alrighty. So we're gonna announce the Skippy, the upgrade card contest. I'm super excited about this. And if you're not familiar with Skippy, so his relationship with Gold Squadron podcast emerged from Marcel asking the question, do droids have souls? If you haven't seen our discussion about it, there is a video on YouTube. It is also at the end of one of our podcasts. I actually don't remember the exact episode. Easiest way to look it up is on YouTube. Essentially, he's a droid in Star Wars Legends that had, supposedly, maybe had force powers. We'll leave it at that. We think he does. He's in our hearts. We are now declaring him, as of today, he is the official astromech of the Gold Squadron podcast. Official. Number one, he's ours. Skippy. Oh, sorry.
Who's number one
Skippy.
In your hearts?
That's right. So, how does this contest work? Well, there's a couple rules. They're pretty simple. Number one, you don't have to worry about art, okay? We're actually going to commission Skippy art, okay? So we're going to have a professional artist work on it. It's going to look super cool. Don't worry about it. And you don't get bonus points for providing your own art, okay? So we want just text. We want what the card is going to be. 2, you don't have to worry about the point cost. We'll figure that out ourselves. We'll do that as a community. That'll be a fun little exercise to do. 3, we want it to be a crew slot. That way you can put it on any faction, okay? Opened it up there. Originally, I was like, oh, let's just make it an astromech. I was like, well, there's no astromechs in Empire. There's no astromechs in First Order. So, anybody, okay? Just crew. That's it. How do I submit my entry? So literally right now, let me go ahead and open up my browser. There is a channel on our Discord server. And if you are not part of our Discord server, it is anybody can join. There's a channel on our Discord server that is labeled Skippy Upgrade Card Contest. And I'm about to make it public. And logging in. All you have to do is go in there and submit your submission. Okay, give us text. What is it that you would do on there? I don't want to give any ideas. Just give a good description of what you want. Now here is the additional part with this. In that feed, I want to keep that feed as clean as possible. Only submissions. I don't want reaction. Like you can do like reactions, like emojis, like connected to a certain one. But I don't want people typing and critiquing each other. I don't want it. I just want the submissions. Make it really easy for us to go through it. Help us out there. That'd be great. Make this as easy as possible. And let me go ahead, edit the channel, permissions. And oops, let me go ahead and minimize this. Add everyone. There we go. Boom. Sync now. Sync now. Boom. All right. So you should be able to do it now. There you go. Boom. You should be able to right in there. So super excited about that. Go ahead. Get your submissions in there now. We're going to be closing the contest February 24th. That's when we'll close it down. We'll look through it, and Marcel, Will, and I will pick a winner. Or maybe we pick like our favorite one, and maybe we do like a vote off. What do you guys think?
I think vote off is good. Get more people involved. We'll put like 3 of them, take the top 3 and vote it off. And I want to put you on the hook. So Will is already on record saying, first person to show him a Skippy tattoo and with a receipt. Well, I'm not going to let you live that down. So first Skippy tattoo with a receipt. Will's going to pay for it, and I'm going to put you, Dion, on the hook. Gold Squadron podcast, main host.
What?
Number 1 in our hearts. Well, number 2 in our hearts. Skippy's number 1.
Yeah, because Skippy's number 1.
So here you go. Whoever wins a major event, nationals, worlds, anything like that, anything that has create a FFG card. If you could get FFG to create a Skippy card, Dion will give you, boom. Think about it, Dion. Really, we need to put Skippy official FFG upgrade.
Okay, wait. So what would I give them? Sorry, you cut off. What am I going to give them?
Oh, I left that blank for you to fill in the blank.
I'll give them some.
Yeah, it's got to be good because at that point, like, they're basically giving Gold Squadron their win. So you've got to pony up, buddy.
All right.
You've got to pony up.
Okay, fine.
No, sir.
No. Oh no. I'm about to get. Here we go. If you win an event, and see, here's the thing. We also don't know if FFG is still doing that as a prize, but if they are, okay. If somebody can convince FFG to make a Skippy card, an official Skippy card, whatever the ability might be, and it's Skippy, they will get one of every Gold Squadron, whatever we make from now into perpetuity. How about that?
A lifetime supply of Gold Squadron swag.
You get one of everything. T-shirts, hoodies, whatever it is, you just get one.
Oh, we've got computer carrying bags. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep. There it is. I mean, I had to make it good, right? You wanted it good? I mean,
yeah. I mean, hey, it's like, what is that Wendy's or whoever it was, the Nuggets,
yep.
On Twitter.
Yeah.
Get free nuggets for life. You get free Gold Squadron for life.
Free Gold Squadron for life. And I did see somebody ask how many submissions. 1 submission per person. No spamming. Okay? Give me your best. Give me your best. 1 submission per person, please. Thank you very much. I'll post the official rules and all that on the Discord. But super excited about that. Well, before we close it out, gentlemen, any shout-outs, any extra for the good of the order that you'd like to get out there? Silence. Guess not.
Well, no, I'm just gonna be quiet for a bit.
No, I'm gonna give a shout out to probably Vassal. I haven't been able to get a lot of table time in, so I've been going hard on the Vassal.
Thank you, Muan.
Yes, very updating it like weekly now. Getting intense about it. Waiting for those points drops so I could start Vaseline Wave 3.
Oh yeah.
I'm real excited about it.
All right. So I've got 3 shout outs.
3.
3 of them. Number 1, Kelvin, Richard, White, my man. You're 4 weeks late on your tournament league match. Get your loss in. Hurry up. I'm waiting for you. Second one is Ryan, Farmer. You're also late on your league match. Get your L in. I'm waiting for you this week. And third one is I got to give a shout out to Luke. I'm really enjoying the Monday paint casts, and that Skippy YV606 is I got to get my hands on it. So whoever wins it, you know who to call. But no, yeah, Luke has been killing it on Mondays. So if you haven't seen Luke on a Monday and seen like the tips, the paint tips, and just all that knowledge that he's dropping on them, you're missing out. So go watch him.
Yep, and he's going to also start doing stuff on Thursdays. There was a couple of hiccups with like Valentine's Day, all that stuff kind of came up, so it's going to be Mondays and Thursdays. Super excited about that. And as we close here, I want to remind you guys there's tons of way to support the Gold Squadron podcast. And we do all kinds of content all over the place. So you can watch us on Twitch. You can watch us on YouTube. Become a part of our Discord community. If you don't know how to do that, there's a link in the description below, both on your podcast and on your YouTubes. Go ahead, click the button. If you're watching live, do exclamation point. Sorry, guys. I'm still suffering from a cold a little bit. Words are hard. Exclamation point Discord, and you'll get the link there. Anybody's free to join. And if you're a patron, go ahead and connect your Patreon to the Discord, and you get into some special rooms in the Discord that only patrons can get into. But the overall community is part of the Discord. Anybody can join there. Don't forget to hit that Twitch Prime button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on our way to 7,000. And if you want to become a patron, get that awesome swag, including that super sweet frosted plastic Poe. I'm so excited to get those in person. Oh, they're going to be so pretty. Go to patreon.com/Gold Squadron. Thank you to everybody who has taken the time to support. For Will and Marcel, my name is Dion Morales. Gold Squadron out.